Welcome to Hills and Gills. Chuck here with you today, and we're up tying another jig. We're going to be bringing jig tying all the way into the spring of 2025, and today we're going to be tying up a little universal type jig. Whether you're a smallmouth fisherman in the river, a trout fisherman that fishes rivers with a lot of current in it, wade fisherman, or you crappie fisherman that looks for a lightweight, light wire type hook jig when you're out there fishing over brush, or you're fishing around where there's a lot of weed beds and stuff. This is an awesome little jig. So let's get ready to tie up a killer little universal type jig. Okay, the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be laying some red thread down. I really like the red thread when I'm tying jigs. I use it more than I use any other color really, besides black. And we're just going to go down just right out from behind the jig head. That's as far as we need to go with this tie here. And the first thing that we're going to be adding, this is going to be a very lightly hard tied type jig. And we're going to be using some polar flash. And this right here is blue pearl. Now I'll just get a little small piece of it. I want it to come back probably about a half an inch maybe off the back of this jig right here. So I'll get that measured up and get it cut. There we go. And we're just going to lay this right on the back of that collar right there. Kindly push it down where to go all the way around that collar, that fiber. And then we're just going to work and tie it in here. We're just going to lock it in. Give it some tight wraps there, locking it in good. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Now the next thing we're going to be adding is some pink super bright. It's a crafting fur that I picked up off Temu. You can get like 6 packs of it. It's super cheap. They're always changing their price, but it's very reasonable in the price for it, and it's a good, as I call it, fake hair, synthetic hair to work with. So we're just going to get very little of this. You can just see how long those fibers is on that hair. The first thing we're going to do is just kindly stack this or get rid of some of those longer fibers. You can stack this sometimes easier than you can the good old traditional bucktail. I'll get rid of some of that bad there. There we go. Now just measure them here. I want this to come back just past the hook, not far back at all, and you can just see very little hair that I'm using on this tie here. Got him cut. Now I'm just going to lay him down, make sure he goes between about half of it on each side of that hook. Bring it right down back behind that jig head right there. Next color we're going to be adding, this is a light blue. You can also take your hairbrush. I use them all the time, and I just brush this hair down. When I get out of the pack, it's kind of messy. I just brush it out a little bit, and it's ready to be cut. And they're going to be very little, again, of that blue. And we got him cut down there. I want to make sure he goes right between that hook. Put him right up on the back of that jig head. Make sure he's straight on that collar. And then give him a few tight wraps. Then we're going to be adding is some of the white crafting hair. Get a little bit of this white hair, about the same amount that we got with the pink and blue. Kindly measure it out. Then we're going to lay this right on top of that collar. Get rid of a few of those fibers there sticking out that's too long. And then we're going to give him some tight turns here, locking him in. Just like so. Make sure he's laying right down the shank of that hook. Then add some tight wraps to him. Then the last thing that we're going to add, this is pearl flashing. You can pick this up off Amazon. And we're going to use 3 out of this where it's a smaller type jig. Get it cut there. And we're just going to lay our jig over to the side. And I will come back to about where that polar flashing ends. Then we're going to trim this side. Make sure it's even. All of them is even, so we're going to lay it right on the side here. Measure it back as close as we can get it. A few good turns to lock it in. Then we're just going to go ahead, get this trimmed off here, and then we're going to go ahead and do the final wraps on it. I'll do 5 turns with the whip finish on like smallmouth jigs. We'll go 6 on this one. Lock him in good. Get him cut. And then we're going, the last step is to put some UV resin. Hit it with a UV light. Well, guys, there you go. A super quick little tie. Guys, got a playlist down below and got a lot more videos coming down the line, plus all the materials I use that won't break the bank when you're out there fishing. And as well, stay safe out there on the water. Until next time, happy time.